Where can you turn when cancer touches your life?
Hearth Place has been caring for families with cancer since January 29, 1997. We offer a variety of emotional support, wellness classes, educational workshops, and child and teen programs.
I've been involved with Hearth Place since Hearth Place was just in the thoughts of some people. I was on a steering committee. We used to meet at Lakeridge Health, Oshawa, before this facility even existed. It's been a real gift to me to be able to give back to the community and to those living with cancer as a facilitator. When I was diagnosed with breast cancer, we started a breast cancer support group that worked out of a church, which was just so helpful. And it really helps people who've been diagnosed to talk to someone who has, so to speak, walked the walk. And so I'm very happy that I am able to give back in that way.
Located at 86 Colburn Street West in Oshawa, Hearth Place was lovingly renovated by the Durham Region Home Builders Association to provide a warm and welcoming home where patients and their families can share their experiences, find resources, and discover new ways to care for themselves and each other. We invite anyone dealing with this life-threatening illness to drop into the center and discuss with a staff member or volunteer how we can be of help. You need not feel alone. Our services are provided free of charge and help patients and families look beyond the diagnosis, cope with treatment, and start living life to its fullest once again.
I was diagnosed with ovarian cancer in January 2005. It was very scary. Hearth Place provided me with the spiritual and the mind connection that I needed to coincide with the chemotherapy treatment to bring me to a total and full healing. In September, I've had reoccurrence, and Hearth Place continues to provide me with the emotional support that I really require during this time. It's helping me to deal with keeping focused on getting better, staying better. It's provided me with an amazing group of friends that I'm so thankful I've met and would not have had the opportunity to meet if it wasn't for Hearth Place. Hearth Place really works with providing us, cancer survivors, with a place to come, really be ourselves, express our fears, our concerns, validate the feelings that we're going through, and help us to know that we are not alone.
Hearth Place programs are facilitated by professionals and trained volunteers who provide care and support for families living with a life-threatening illness. Our volunteers become the hands and heart of the center, providing individual peer support, group facilitation, wellness classes and education, as well as general office and reception duties. Volunteers also assist with our many fundraising events. Hearth Place works collaboratively with other local organizations providing support for cancer patients. Volunteer drivers from the Canadian Cancer Society can rest, watch TV, or read and enjoy refreshments while they wait in our driver lounge for their patient to finish treatment. Our large audio-visual room allows us the space to host the regional training of volunteers, patients, and healthcare professionals provided by the RSM Durham Regional Cancer Centre. Our staff and volunteers are able to connect our members with other services and resources in the community. Hearth Place is also the location of the very popular Look Good Feel Better program, which teaches women good skincare tips and how to use makeup, scarves, and wigs to camouflage the effects of treatment. The center has a wig boutique of donated wigs, hats, and scarves for women to take free of charge. When you are diagnosed with cancer, you need both information and support. Hearth Place has an extensive lending library where patients and their families can listen to audio tapes, view videotapes, browse through the library, and share their feelings with a compassionate and understanding volunteer. In addition, Hearth Place has a monthly information series and an 8-week quality of life series for people who are newly diagnosed. Topics include many things, including making the most out of a doctor's visit, nutrition, fatigue management, family dynamics, navigating the financial maze, sexuality, and naturopathy. At Hearth Place, we offer our members programs that introduce them to healthy coping strategies that will help bring their bodies back to wellness and teach them to proactively participate in their own healing. Things like yoga, exercise classes, Tai Chi, Meditation classes and the healing journey help people cope emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. We also offer relaxation therapies such as reflexology, Reiki, therapeutic touch, and healing touch. It is important that members not be defined by their disease, but rather find hope and peace and the renewed strength to live well with their disease.
Upon hearing the diagnosis that I had breast cancer, I was overwhelmed by fear and feeling of hopelessness and helplessness. I decided, though, quickly that I wanted to take control over my recovery, and I wanted to focus on the healing rather than on the disease. After talking to Andrea at Hearth Place, I quickly realized that they had the programs that I needed to support me. The Healing Journey, written by Alistair Cunningham, and it's promoted by Sue Valentine, promotes mind, body, and spiritual work through meditation, imagery, relaxation, and journaling. The component that I particularly enjoyed was the life story. It assisted me in identifying and changing my old behavioral patterns in dealing and coping with stress. Today, I focus on one day at a time and practicing the skills that I've learned at Hearth Place. And I keep coming back. I come back 2 or 3 times a week to practice these skills. My life is rich and full today, and I'm truly thankful for all the programs and the people at Hearth Place.
When you are living with a life-threatening illness, it can be reassuring and helpful to meet with others going through the same thing. In the comfort of our living rooms, members can find social, practical, and emotional support. Our groups are facilitated by professionals and co-facilitated by peer support volunteers. Hearth Place has groups for all the major types of cancer.
My name is Denise, and on July 29, 2005, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I was numb. I turned to Hearth Place for support. My biggest concern was my 2 girls and how to explain to them a really scary word like cancer without terrifying them. So Hearth Place was the place that I turned to, and they were wonderful. They welcomed me with open arms and gave me the support that I needed. They provided me with information for myself and for my girls to explain to them properly what it meant and what it was all about, so that it wasn't as scary as we thought. I joined a breast cancer support group here and was so lucky. I was able to connect with other ladies who were going through the same thing as me on different ideas in different ways, but we were at least able to share our fears and our concerns and our worries with people who actually really understood what we were going through and not, knew what it was all about. So that was really wonderful for me. And my kids joined a support group for kids whose parents had been through cancer. So that was wonderful for them. Everybody here always opened their arms and welcomed us, and so friendly and helpful. Now I'm doing wonderful. Everything's great. I go for my checkups and no problems. I am so thankful for Hearth Place and for what they did here. The staff, the volunteers are absolutely wonderful, and they really helped me get through a very scary, rough time in my life.
Providing care for someone with cancer can leave one feeling alone, confused, and unprepared. Cancer never just touches the life of the person who is diagnosed, but affects every member of the family and the extended network of friends and colleagues. Our caregivers can join a support group, meet individually with a volunteer, and participate in our many wellness and relaxation programs.
My name's Tom Easthope. I'm the facilitator for the Namaste Grief Support Group for Hearth Place. Namaste is a group made up of 8 sessions for individuals who have lost a loved one or a friend as a result of cancer. And let me explain the term Namaste. It's an old East Indian term that means that I honor that place inside of you of light. I honor that place inside of you of peace. I honor that place inside of you where the whole universe dwells. And I honor that place inside of you that when you are in it and I am in it also, we become one. And I believe that's what happens for the participants in the group, that as they begin to work through their pain and their issues, there's a oneness. And I believe Namaste is part of the mosaic here at Hearth Place.
Our support doesn't end when the patient dies. Hearth Place provides individual and group support for people grieving the loss of a loved one to cancer. Children and teens have very special needs when a loved one is diagnosed with cancer or when a loved one dies. Their ability to understand and cope may be very limited depending on their age and maturity. Hearth Place uses child life specialists to provide coping with illness and bereavement support groups for children aged 5 to 14, using age-appropriate discussion, books, and play therapy. In partnership with the local Durham District School Board, facilitators have been trained in many local high schools to provide coping with serious illness and bereavement support groups for teens within the high school setting.
My son was diagnosed with brain cancer the day before his 5th birthday. That was 3 years ago, and since then it's been a constant battle and a constant struggle for not only his life, but our family. Hearth Place has been an integral part in helping us to deal with my son's diagnosis. Hearth Place set up counseling for me and my husband to work out the impact that my son's diagnosis has had on our marriage and the impact that it's had on our family as a whole. Hearth Place also set up play therapy for my son so that he can deal with his own issues surrounding his diagnosis, his illness, and all of the procedures that he's undergone and will continue to undergo until we beat this. Chelsea, what has Hearth Place meant for you?
Hearth Place has meant a lot because I have my own counselor, and her name is Fran, who also works at Hearth Place, and she helps me cope with Gibson's cancer, and she's like my own best friend who doesn't tell anything to anyone of what I say.
The staff at Hearth Place make a point of being available whenever someone drops in for support or information. Appointments for peer support can be arranged during the day or after hours. If you or anyone you know has cancer, we invite you to visit Hearth Place or check out our website at www.hearthplace.org to see how we can help. We have a variety of fundraising events such as fashion shows, ski day, golf tournaments, artists in the garden tours, school spirit weeks, and dances to raise the money required to fund our operations. If you would like to help by volunteering or making a donation, please contact us at 905-579-4833. Your support helps us provide the hope, encouragement, acceptance, reassurance, trust, and help for which Hearth Place stands. Hearth Place is about comfort, about healing, about companioning people in their journey with cancer. It is about bearing witness to the resilience of the body and the spirit. And it is most assuredly about living.